Mayoral Memo with Matthew Dickerson from Dubbo Regional Council.
So the New South Wales government is looking to drive innovation utilising 3D printing to deliver much-needed social housing, and Dubbo is on the list as the pilot. Talk to us a bit about what's going to happen in the town.
This is an exceptional outcome and a great example where local government has shown leadership, been very progressive, and the state government has come on board as a result of the progressive nature of what council has done. We go back to 2022 and council resolved to reserve 4 blocks of land in a council housing estate for 3D printed housing. And that was really signalling to the market that we were getting ready for 3D housing, and we wanted to go through the steps ourselves to work out exactly how we would even approve an application if one came in for a 3D house. So that started the ball rolling. There were lots of discussions, lots of proponents that would do 3D printed housing then contacted council. We ended up with a number of video conferences. And so on the back of that, we decided when an amenities block came up for replacement to use the 3D printed concept with the amenities block. We did that. That was very successful, created a huge amount of interest. So again, going forward from there, we also had some discussions with the state government about the potential for using this in some of the housing solutions that we needed. So there were 4 different resolutions that went through council back in 2022. All of those were unanimously supported by our councillors, so really showing some leadership there. And after discussions and after a huge amount of work from the state government to look at this, and obviously the housing crisis that we've got, we need to deliver more housing, then the announcement was just made that the Minister for Homelessness and the Minister for Housing, Rose Jackson, has said that the first social housing project using 3D printing in the nation is now going to be delivered in Dubbo. But that's just the start, Stephen. That's really not the end of it. This will be one dual occupancy house in one location in Dubbo with a view to build more, and certainly we'll see more in Dubbo, but more across the state. And we had a meeting with Homes New South Wales just last week, and they certainly said that they're looking at ways they can deliver housing faster, cheaper and better, and this is certainly one of those methods they'll be doing that. So without a doubt, the actions of Dubbo Regional Council councillors back in 2022 is now resulted in this announcement from the state government here in 2024.
That's fantastic, and it seems like a pretty groundbreaking initiative. Tell me, how exactly does an initiative like this look to benefit the social housing sector? You talked about the pace and speed. What is the rate exactly that is being proposed that these buildings can be built at?
Well, one of the things that's quite interesting is that in the media release that came out from the Minister's office, they talk about some of the housing they build for social housing has a construction time with traditional methods of approximately 40 weeks. The construction time expected in this scenario using 3D printing as a concept is about 16 weeks. Now, I'm not an expert on the construction industry and talking about exactly how long it might take, but that's coming from the Minister's media release to say there's a less than a halving of the time to deliver. The other big problem we've got is that there's certainly a lack of trades, in particular around bricklayers. So when you talk about a normal brick veneer home, you obviously need bricklayers for that. Some people have been concerned about the fact that this might do some tradespeople out of their jobs. It's actually going to create more jobs for tradespeople because bricklayers are in short supply. That means that we're just not getting houses built as quickly as we'd like to see. So then other trades, I'm talking about plumbers, I'm talking about electricians, I'm talking about cabinet makers, they're not able to keep doing as much work because they just don't have the shell of the house built. This straight away gives you those shells built much faster, and then on the back of that you'll have those other trades with more work. So there'll be a change in the types of trades, but certainly without a doubt there'll be more work from those trades. And the other thing that's really nice is it's a double-skinned concrete wall. So you've got an outside concrete wall and an inside concrete wall. The first thing is for social housing, there's a fair bit of work or money that's spent on maintenance in a social housing scenario. This, from the Homes New South Wales representatives we spoke to, this is really a view to reduce the amount of maintenance that's needed for those social housing. And the other one is the amount of electricity they'll use to both heat and cool the home, because you've got those double skin with insulation in between it. It makes the home much better from an insulation perspective. So looking after those residents in social housing, looking after their bottom line in terms of the heating and cooling they'll need, but also looking after the long-term view of those houses.
Yeah, fantastic. It seems like just an awesome initiative, not just for Dubbo, but also for regional areas of the country as well.
No, I think it is an exciting concept, and I think the community is certainly well and truly aware of just how progressive Dubbo Regional Council has been to really lead the state, and I think lead the nation, Steve, and I think we'll see more of this across the nation once they see the success of that in New South Wales. And keep in mind that this is not the first time this concept has been used in the world. There are other locations in the world that are doing 3D printing of homes right now. So Australia's catching up to those, but I'm glad to see that Dubbo was helping them catch up to the rest of the world.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the final results of this, mate. Well, thank you again for the chat. All the best. And yeah, hopefully we can see more of these projects down the line.
Absolutely. Thanks for your time, Stephen.
Mayoral Memo with Matthew Dickinson from Dubbo Regional Council.